Welcome to the Studio One podcast underneath the Ace Network. I am Sharon Ortiz. Standing beside me, as always, 250 pounds of chiseled muscle mass and svelte, the image guy, Joey Image.
What's up, brother? How are you?
What's up, man?
Not much, man.
What's that? ProWrestlingTees.com /
Joey Image.
Just making sure I'm
yes,
getting
sir.
G pops in there. Joining us today, easily, one of the most popular social media trending wrestlers right now, our very own Fight for Flight champion, Sonny Kiss.
Hey.
It's very good to have you here, Sonny.
What's up?
First of all, how are you feeling right now considering the weekend that you just had and all the amount of publicity and buzz that you're getting on social media?
It feels really good. I'm like, words really can't describe it. I'm really excited. I just can't wait to defend my title against the guys in the back. We have a lot of competition here at Ace, and I just can't wait to just put on awesome matches with those guys.
I'm looking forward to seeing the ring. Joey, for those who missed it, and we're going to get into it exactly in more detail in a minute, what was the atmosphere like, first of all, when Sonny won the Fight for Flight title?
Oh my God, the crowd reaction was effing amazing. It was clearly the loudest pop of the night, easily the loudest pop of the night. Crowd loved it. Crowd loved Sonny. I love Sonny. Actually, I love both Sonnys in wrestling right now.
I love you too.
Him and the blonde chick. But the crowd absolutely went nuts. Blew the roof off this place. It was terrific.
Yeah, it was great, and a lot of buzz for what happened at the end, which we'll get into.
Oh yeah.
Sonny, just real quick, like we always like to start with here on Studio One, how'd you get into the wrestling business?
Well, I've always loved it as a child. I didn't really see myself doing it until I started going to training sessions, and the moment that I got in the ring, I just knew this was what I wanted to do.
One thing that I touched on with Ethan Carter when we had him on earlier in the week, were there some things that you got better than others? I always like to ask that of people, especially you, because you're very athletic. You are, in fact, a professional dancer. So were there some things that you got faster than others, or were you just green in general? Like the process itself, was it easily grasped, or?
Yeah, okay, the movement was second nature. Mm-hmm. Being a dancer, being a cheerleader, the movement, being athletic, it kind of helped and aided into my stamina.
And you have great leaping ability too, which is great for when you're posting and when you're applying moves as well.
I think more so my struggles were, just being nervous, and that was a huge struggle for me. And just getting certain things down pat as far as the training, because I didn't do any training. I didn't do any amateur wrestling growing up in high school or anything. So that part was the hardest part, I would say.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Now, you have a very interesting story that I always have to touch on when we're together. You were, in fact, almost a professional cheerleader.
Right.
Can you walk us through that?
2014, last year of March, I tried out for the Jets Flight Crew cheerleaders. I got to the top 200.
Nice. And
then I was cut. It sucked, but...
Do you know why you were cut? Do you have a gut feeling? Did they say it without
saying it? I think it's because I'm a black guy and I'm not blonde with big boobs.
Okay.
That's what I think. But it was a cool experience.
Did they say that without saying it, or did they just say no thank you?
I just kind of figured. Who they were picking in the group, the girls, they weren't really dancers.
You saw a pattern there?
I did. I noticed the girls were all blonde bombshells, and they were just super hot. They did the typical
unfathomable hot type of deal,
right? But typical sassy, hair flipping, boring, big boob cheerleaders.
Okay.
And I'm over here, and I'm doing my b-boy moves. My ballet background is coming into play. I'm doing my gymnast background. I'm splitting. I'm kicking, and I'm just this is who you choose? It's wow.
It's so the talent as opposed to
right. The moves, the routine, and talent was not your problem.
Right. It was. I don't know. It was just. I just felt like I was out of place.
Okay. Now.
Can we sue the Jets for that?
Did you?
Or can he sue? Not can we? I'm sorry.
Are you gonna go with it?
Funny thing is, most of the men were actually
Did the Yankovic law firm try to get a hold of you?
No. Okay. Ain't nothing like that. But I didn't really take it that far. I kind of saw it as okay, now I know what I'm getting myself into. I probably would have gotten on the Ravens. I heard the same exact year that only 5 men tried out for the Ravens, and I probably would have made it easily.
Okay.
So that I should have been there, but I was like, no, I'm gonna try to be the first ever male Jets cheerleader.
Well, imagine that the Jets would have been
cool.
in your backyard rather. But then let's say if you didn't make it for the Ravens, the flight, the stay, I think that would have been a bigger bummer.
At the time, I was driving, so I probably would have driven down there.
Okay. So just to stay in gas, which
Right.
still adds up.
I was just trying to.
I feel like it's like if you drive the Performance Center and you get cut. Your rant's a lot different. It's like, motherfucker, I drove all this money on the gas, on the hotel, and on the stay. Versus, I went across the street and they told me no. Like, it's a bit of a different thing. I'm going to point out the obvious elephant in the room. You are, in fact, an open gay man in the professional wrestling business.
That is correct. Yes, it's not fake, people. It's not a gimmick. It's really who I am.
When you started off in the business, because you were trained by Gina Caruso, you started with them. Was that a detriment to you starting in the wrestling business at all, or were you always embraced with open arms?
Well, Gino actually was the first person to embrace me. As far as like big promoters and someone who owns their own company or whatever. My friends actually, they helped me out with their first show. They were trying to start something. It didn't really fall into place, but I started going to Gino's to train in 2012, and I kind of I was doing it, but then I wasn't really serious about it. Until I came back to Gino's, the year after that, hey, I really want to do this, but I'm openly gay. Will I be able to make it, in this business? Will people judge me? Will you book me? Stuff like that. I'm young and I'm still I'm young and immature. I don't know any better about the wrestling business, so I'm just asking questions and trying to
gauge what you can and cannot do, and if you can do this.
Right. So then he started booking me in matches, and the moment that I really started performing in front of crowds is when I started to fall in love. Wow, I can really do this, and I can really perform and wrestle.
Did you find that, because you are yourself turned up to 11,
right?
It's not a gimmick. It's very much. Did that take a while to develop?
It did, for sure, because personally, this is not calling myself a concrete rose. Okay, so I do very guyish things when I'm at home. I'm basically I'm kind of a nerd. I play video games and I stay home all the time. I'm not really a out there kind of gay guy, quote unquote gay guy.
So you take shits with the door open.
Right. Yeah, I'm a little rough around the edges for a gay guy.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's a very guy thing.
I would rather play football with my friends in the park and play video games online. I'm a very simple kind of guy, but I do my eyelashes, I do my eyebrows, I get my nails filed and stuff like that. So that's why I call myself a concrete rose. I got the concrete and the rose, the soft side.
That's good. When you turn heel, we're stealing that. But
okay.
Yeah, that's actually a really good.
That's a great tagline. If you're listening, we've already copyrighted it. Screw you.
I've used it other places, but okay.
Well, you already own the gimmick, the tagline. But if anybody else is going to try to be out there, it's already taken. You got it. You've been at Ace for a short amount of time. Did you feel a family atmosphere right away here? Were you what's it like being here? Because you have the privilege of being on not just Ace, on the Ice, our
sister
promotion, if you will, for our younger talents. You've had the privilege of performing on both shows and getting a great response in and out of the ring. What has the atmosphere from behind the curtain been like since you've been here?
Oh, wow. Just amazing. Definitely feel like a family atmosphere. I feel very loved. A few haters, but that's what it is.
Well, we talked about that. Screw them. But in general, I think you have a very, what I like about you when I see you is that you're very genuine.
Thank you.
You're very genuine. You're very real, and you don't have that. That
I'm also very shy too.
When I first met you, you were shy, but by day 2, forget it. But you're just very, genuine is the best word I can to describe you, and you're real. And I think that and your energy is what's infectious to the locker room, to the promoter, Mike Morgan and stuff, and I think the Ace Nation sees that as well, and I think that's something that is refreshing to see in and out of the ring.
You just look like you're having fun in there, man.
Yeah.
It's contagious. You can't the other night, Saturday night during the Fight or Flight title match. You were just having a blast, man, and it was you were smiling and doing your thing, and everyone was just with you, and it was awesome. And that's I love seeing that, man. That's just cool.
Guys.
Speaking of which, let's get to the road to that. 2 weeks ago on the debut Ice show, Meltdown, you had a one-on-one match with a good buddy of yours, Joey Adams, which some are saying
Love
was
Joey. Hey,
either match of the night, match of the first half, but it
the
was,
other one.
yeah,
it
the
was
other
up
Joey.
there. Like, what was that like, that atmosphere? Because you got a tremendous ovation, and you guys had a great
Thank
singles
you.
match.
Joey is an awesome competitor.
He really
He's
is.
very athletic as well. You know, he's awesome. Everything he does is crisp. I loved working him. I loved, that. I love putting on that show with him. I think it was just a lot of fun. I had fun.
Yeah, it was great, and to see the camaraderie and the respect between you two at the end of the match as well.
Yeah, I tried to get him to dance a little bit. It was fun. Yeah, it was awesome.
And that goes back to you being like so infectious and stuff like that. Now we go to the following week, the week that just passed, Ace Anarchy. You had double duty, which included you were in the Fight for Flight match with the champion Azrael, who's no easy customer.
I love and respect Azrael.
And
awesome.
All-Star Lou Torres was making his comeback, also a veteran, also no easy customer. What was that like, being in that matchup? Because A, you were almost not in that match, and B, of your second match around, it's a title shot, and it was very tough, and you weren't sure what the outcome was going to be. So what's going through your mind at that point?
It was a blessing to be in that spot and in that place. I was at the right place at the right time, so that was just a blessing. Working those two guys, I was actually very nervous because they've been around for years. They're the vets, and I'm kind of like the underdog because I've only been doing it, for only 2 years. They've been around for quite a while. It was definitely nerve-wracking, but at the same time, I went into it with they're awesome, and they're just gonna make me look even better. And so I was excited about it, but at the same time, still very nervous. But I had fun, and it was awesome. And the feeling of just, getting the 3 count, and the fans just like, wow. Like, it was kind of like a shock, but at the same time, it was like, Sonny won. Like, this is just awesome. And it was just mind-blowing, and it felt so good.
You were very teary-eyed after the match.
I was.
You
I
got
was
a tremendous response from not just the fans, but people in the locker room, including myself and Joey, and everybody was so happy and proud of you. Emotionally, how are you right now, considering all the positive vibes you've been getting, since then? And
it's been a blessing. I don't know. It's so hard to put in words, but I've worked so hard for this. Like, people don't understand that. Like, when I came into this, it was just like I was some scared, naive. Like, I was a kid. I mean, I'm still a kid. I'm only 21, but I was way more scared than I am now. But I'm starting to grow and get better, and I'm just working really hard, and I want people to see that, and I'm glad to finally receive some recognition for it. That's basically it. I'm excited. It's hard to put it in words.
No, it's it's been describe your life for me in a second.
Right? It's been quite the week.
Going through that, and then at the end of the show, there was a certain guy here. You may have heard of him, Ethan Carter III, EC3. He was in our main event against Ricky Reyes. And, from the moment you guys met backstage, he was so receptive to you, and he interacted with you in a couple backstage promos and stuff.
Yes.
And he had a knockdown, drag-out match. We had TNA Impact versus Lucha Underground here. First time ever in Ace history. EC3 did pick up the victory. And at the end, he, cut a promo here in the Ace Arena.
Proclaimed himself the sexiest champion in Ace.
Yes.
The funny thing is...
Well, I'm sorry, in the building.
In the building, yes.
Reyes is actually saying hey, I was in that match. And, we're on social media and stuff like that. And then everyone's, talking about what happened after the match. And then Ricky Reyes is just like, hey, I was in there too. And it's
does anyone remember Ricky?
Yeah.
And Ricky's a great guy. He worked his
tail
off in that match.
Reyes.
He worked his
awesome.
tail off in that match.
It really was a really good match.
I really, when Ricky Reyes is here, I'm so attentive to when he's in the ring because he's so damn good.
Oh yeah,
he's so good. Both on
I had the privilege of working
here.
with him as well. I worked with him once.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Oh my god, and just a great dude, quiet, reserved, but willing to teach anybody, which I love about anyone who's in this business because he's a star.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's on TV regularly for no reason
and doing great things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
wherever he goes, whether it's India or television. But going back to EC3, you came out. Without saying a word, had an issue with the sexy champion bit, and there was a bit of a shoving match.
Hey.
And EC3 challenged you to a twerk off, and I've been informed. I've been informed via the John Harder of Acepedia. You have a 37-inch gluteus maximus, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, it's
Is it 37?
It's 41 inches.
41. I'm sorry, it grew from 37 to 41. That was it.
I thought I was going to 41 like 2 weeks ago.
No, that's 4 days.
Yeah. Well, the other day he told me.
Well, I do practice butt building.
Yes. Yeah. So, first of all, EC3 had no chance in hell from the jump.
He's got a nice little lump too.
So he gave you a bit of a challenge in the
Little
twerk
lump
off.
doesn't sound very complimentary.
He felt some humps, but I mean, he not as far as twerking. He didn't really give me a challenge.
Okay. So he didn't like the response and the clear defeat in the twerk battle, and then he resorted to dirty underhanded tactics and low blowed you to no avail.
I blocked it with my butt cheeks.
You blocked it with your butt cheek, and that turned into the Sonny kiss heard round the world. And you guys are at, almost 15,000 views between all forms of social media, and Twitter and internet and the dirt sheets have picked it up.
That was coming out of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
And you didn't know it was going to happen.
I did not even know. Wow. Wow. The reactions, even whether they're positive or they're negative, it's just like, wow. Like, people, like, are talking about you all over, so it was like, wow.
Somewhere down the line, we'll see the sexiest championship champion match, the TNA champion versus the Fight for Flight champion.
Hey, so who's gonna book that?
I'm just saying, would you get in the ring with EC3 if challenged again?
I would love to.
Yeah,
definitely. I've watched him for years. I know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
He's an incredible competitor. I would love to work with him.
And in great shape. I didn't
fantastic shape.
But when he was here, Jesus Christ, is he in shape?
Yeah,
that body though.
When he was back here doing the podcast with us the other night, there were just veins.
Yeah.
I don't even have veins in the places he has veins, and I've been wrestling 15 years.
Great.
And I'm like, holy Christ, this guy's he's just one big vein. It's amazing.
Yeah. So, Sonny.
Yes.
In a nutshell.
Kiss heard around the world.
Now you have that opportunity, the Sonny kiss heard around the world.
I like that.
You're on both shows. You've got a bigger bullseye than normal because you're on both shows. What's next now that you're riding this popularity as a champion? What do you intend on bringing to Ace that nobody else has ever brought before?
Just my same uniqueness. I definitely just can't wait to start defending my Fight for Flight title. And just putting on awesome matches. We have great competition here at A's and Ice, and there's just plenty of guys out there, just looking, just kill it. And I can't wait to work them.
As a champion, is there anyone you wish to compete against in a Fight for Flight matchup and multi-man matches?
Definitely. I like to work with Josh Glide.
Yeah.
Okay. I love Josh Glide. I think he's awesome.
I like to see Joey Adams get thrown in the mix again too with you two. I think that's great also.
That would be great too. I mean, anyone in the back definitely, looking to prove themselves.
And what about the tandem of you and Rick Cataldo?
I love Rick. I love him so much. I definitely would like to work with him more. So anytime, we get thrown in the mix together.
He was a great manager and a great asset.
He was.
He had a lot of
he's my mentor. So
I
love and respect Rick because he's definitely paved the way.
Yeah, for sure.
For openly gay wrestlers. So I definitely look up to him in that sense. And yeah, I loved working with him. So hopefully we get to work together again.
Sonny, as always, it is a pleasure to have you here and see you whenever I see you. Training, working your tail off, getting better and better. You are easily going to be one of the hardest Fight for Flight champions to knock off the perch. You're going to offer great competition entertainment to those, and you are, like I told you after you won, you are an inspiration to every and anyone that meets you, and I really, really have enjoyed, seeing you in the ring and just being around you in general. You're a great guy, and I think as a champion, you're going to be even greater.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. And I think Joey Image will co-sign on that.
Absolutely. We only met, a couple months ago, maybe, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
You met him here, not through other shows?
Since I've been back with Ace, and first day I met him, I was like, this dude's cool, and I know he's going to do good. And like I said again, I mean, I hate to repeat myself a million times, but the freaking crowd pop the other night was amazing. And 5 words popped in my head. Sonny is a star. That's 4 words.
That's what a lot of people were saying.
Jesus.
Some people might have added a 5th word.
All right, there you go. I'll throw on the last name.
Sonny kiss.
There you go.
Can I ask one quick question?
Yes, you may.
Is it safe to assume that you're the only one in here who's never kissed a guy?
That I'm aware of.
All right.
That I'm aware of.
Then we have something in common.
That I'm aware of. Sonny might have to break that streak.
Definitely.
I'm just saying. Judging from the
Don't tell your girlfriend though.
Oh, no.
My girlfriend knows I kissed a guy once, so.
Ooh.
Oh, well.
What do you think about that?
That sounds like.
Well, it was my idea too, actually. So
that sounds like another podcast interview we'd have to conduct.
it was part of the show. It was my idea.
Okay. Like a cabaret thing? No, never mind.
Not that kind of show.
With that being said, Sonny, thank you very much. I'm very happy. Thank you so much. Joey,
Yes, sir.
always a pleasure. Great to have
Absolutely,
you
you
back. Can't
too,
wait
man.
to have you on the next interview.
I like
If you're
that
going to
shirt.
say, thank you very much. If you're going to say it, say it in Studio One.